No, it's Clive Rocksinger here. I just read one of my own posts about super carriers and COVID. I don't believe that at all. And we're being told a bunch of lies at the moment, something terrible. So, what I'm going to suggest here is that the people that are concerned with this or deal with this all know one another, and they're not really on board with all this COVID stuff. Now, the people I'm talking about, the ones that had those demonstrations, when they had the peak of the COVID epidemic and these people had a demonstration in the city, those people all need to get together and write on a piece of paper, did you get COVID? And I guarantee you none of them did. You know, they're blaming it on us. Oh, COVID's your fault because you're not wearing a mask. Super carriers can't be true, because how can you determine, like they're getting clusters of people getting COVID, right? And they're saying, oh, it's because of a super carrier. Scientifically, how do you prove that one person gave it to another person? Scientifically, that's rubbish. It's friggin' rubbish. Now, that's exactly the same as going into a cancer ward and getting home and finding out you got cancer and concluding that you got cancer because you walked past somebody that had cancer. And you'd be saying, oh no, but there's no like way that you can get cancer by walking past somebody. That's what they're saying about COVID. They can't prove that one person got it from the other person. There's no signature marking on the virus that says you got it from friggin' Bob Brown. It's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. We need to stop this bullshit that the government are feeding us. Now, there were demonstrations in the city and all these people know one another, and trust me, the government will report different. All get together, find everybody that was at the demonstration and get them all right down. Did you get COVID? Yes, no. And compile it all together, and I bloody will guarantee you nobody got COVID. And if they had that many fucking people at the peak of the epidemic, then 30% of them should have got COVID, according to the government. If one person had COVID and there was one super carrier, 30 of them should have got sick and 2 of them would be dead. That's the numbers that you'll be looking at. I'm a scientist, and that's the sort of numbers you'll be looking at for a demonstration. There were hundreds of people there. At least 30 of them must have got COVID. At least, if that was true, but it's not. It's horse shit. You know, and they're getting COVID out in the middle of the ocean because the ozone layer's thinner. It's gases. Did you know, and I've got a scientific paper that says this, that we're breathing in, is it sulfuric acid? And they don't know how it's going to affect us. We're breathing in sulfuric acid. There are gases coming off the ozone layer because it's breaking down. And there's something to do with this change in temperature, such sudden changes in temperature. But, you know, there are people that had these demonstrations. They can knock this on the head straight away. Get all the people that were at the demonstration, they know them all these people know one another, and get them to write on a piece of paper, did you get COVID? And if 30 of them didn't get COVID, then all this stuff about super carriers and passing from person to person is fucking bullshit. That's what it is, it's bullshit. And I guarantee you none of them got it. Either that or all of them did. In which case, there's no proof that they got it from one another. You know, you can't prove that just because there's a cluster of them that there's a super carrier and they got it from the same person. How do you fucking know that one person gave it? Scientifically, it doesn't even fucking hold water. Who's in charge of our scientific department? You stupid fucking bum fucking retards. You can't fucking prove that you got a virus from fucking Bob Brown. This super carrier's horse shit. Who the fucking fuck is our head of science? Fucking Daffy fucking Duck? You fucking stupid cunts. Fucking wake up. This is bullshit. You can't prove that one person got it from another person. So this theory of super carriers is a lot of rubbish. It can't have any scientific foundation whatsoever. Unless you can walk past somebody and get cancer from them, there's no evidence to suggest that one person gave it to another person, unless there's a marking on the frickin' virus and it's got their name and address on it. We need to stop these lies, and they're leading us straight into war. We're going into war, and they're gonna try and whether they foreclose on these businesses, I'm not sure, but they're saying that half the banks are closing down in these rural areas. Our businesses are under pressure and they're all putting on a big smiley face, and believe me, our economy's about to crash here in Australia. But we've got to stop this fucking bullshit. The scientific community are being muted, they're being shut up. Well, I'm a scientist. Global warming is a lot of rubbish, it doesn't matter what it's called. Our planet's dying and our ozone layer's broken down, and that's where we're getting all this COVID from. It's got nothing to do with passing from person to person. You're just finding somebody to blame for, oh, it's all your fault. All these people that had this demonstration, sign a big piece of paper and sign it. Did you get COVID? Find out how many people got COVID, I guarantee you none of them did. Because it's all horseshit, it's just propaganda that's been put up by the government. They're blaming it all on us, they're a bunch of frickin' assholes. They get sick of this rubbish. Clive Roxing, I'm very angry. Over and out.